I see your.
Okay, looks like we got the recording. Yay. So Soko, if you would like to start, please take it away.
Sure. Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Soko. I'm co-lead of this SIG localization sub-project. And let me share my screen so that we can check our meeting agenda. Can you check my shared screen? Okay, thank you, Ralph. Yeah, this meeting is for Kubernetes SIG localization sub-project. So in this meeting, we usually discuss regarding SIG and Kubernetes website, especially for localization issues. So let's go to our meeting agenda here. Today is August 8th. And since this is CNCF meeting, so please try to be nice each other and try to fulfill the Kubernetes code of conduct. And I guess you already can access this meeting note and you can edit the meeting note. Is there anyone who cannot access to this document? I guess none. And please add your name in participant list. Okay, let's go to the agenda. The first agenda is very nice news. And I hope to say welcome back, Abby, who is localization sub-project co-lead. And she took some vacation and came back from 6 months or 6 months vacation, maybe?
Yeah, March. I was out in March, so I've been off for a little bit. It's really awesome to be back. I'm very excited to hear what you all have been working on. I know looking through some of the issues, it's been a lot, so I'm very excited about all the work you have been working on and just to be seeing all of your shining faces. And thank you so much to Soko, who has been being a great leader of this group. And also congratulations to becoming officially one of the leads of the group. It's really well deserved, and I am happy to see that happened while I was out.
Yeah, thank you for coming back. And as Abby said, I'm very newbie co-lead, and actually Abby is very experienced lead of this sub-project. And since I put several issues from me, so let me introduce my agendas. And the second one is about the some parameter duplications, and the duplication should be applied to all localized contents. And we already shared these issues, and Ralph and other nice folks already contributed nicely, but I checked the this status of this issue, and there is still remaining one issue, this one, and team reopened to update this one. And I guess this one is the final one, so we don't have to revisit whole content. I just say it will be the last one, and finally I will check the whole this duplicated parameter again, and we'll close the issue. And thank you for the contributions to localization folks. Is there any question or opinion regarding on this issue? We deprecated, SIG deprecated a parameter used in our whole document. And since English document removed that parameter, and the already localized document should remove that parameter as well. So in localization subproject, we handled this issue. That's the remark. And the next item is about another umbrella issue to trace localized contents related to katakana removal. And this issue has been created by Dipesh. And as you can see, in order to apply English changes regarding katakana removal to all localized contents, we need to update several localized content from each languages. And actually, many folks are already on these issues. Several issues has been resolved, but some are not. So actually, the action item in last meeting to me was about checking some health status of all localization approvals, since some localization team does not provide any feedback so far. So maybe it is good time to check health status of each teams. So I supposed to call approvals, localization approvals, but I didn't do that yet. So I'm going to do it soon. So it is just to sharing my action item is not prepared yet. Is there any question regarding this one or opinion? Yeah, I guess none. And next item is about automated notification on the localization page to alert users for outdated content in localization. And this one is based on this PR. And also this PR is based on an issue to improving some localization process to minimize some defect in outdated content. And for all localization teams, updating outdated terms is very hard and not easy problem. And we hope this PR helps some outdated content issues. This PR is basically generate a lot like this one based on checking some English document last mode and localized document last mode. So if English document has been changed and aligned localization document is not changed, then this this alert will show automatically. In Korean localized document, localized document, this one is the alert. It says this page is not up to date and possibly outdated, but actually it is not. It is up to date. This PR has been merged, and in the last meeting of this localization project, Ralph and Maureen and me majorly discussed about some defect of this kind of automated notification. So Ralph and Maureen discussed in this PR regarding some issues, but anyway, this PR has been merged because it provides some benefit to our localized contents. So, but the original concerns seems not resolved yet. I think there are two concerns. First one is when English document has been changed, and for let's say English document has major change, but localized content, aligned localized content change just to space, minor change. In the case, the notification will be disabled because this notification just check the anything changed or not. That's the one concern maybe Ralph mentioned about that notification, that concern. And another one is that maybe it is Korean case when some contents may not apply to localized contents. For instance, changing space in English documents may not apply to Korean localized contents. In the case, Korean does not need to update to follow the space change in English. But according to current automation, it says Korean page has been outdated, might be outdated, even though it is not outdated. That's the second case. So currently, I think, and also many Korean contributors think it does not work well yet. So we need to find enhancement for this automation. As you can see, it is the first page of documentation in document in Korean version, and it is up-to-date document, but it says it is not up-to-date, and we met too many notification for this one. It is very basic, maybe some space or some English misspelling has been updated, not affect to the Korean version, but we still see this one. So we need to quickly update. We need to quickly enhance this notification, I think. Maybe other localization teams are facing this issue as well. Do you
did you file an issue? Yeah, did you file an issue about this the issue that you're seeing about the notification popping up on too many pages or
Not yet.
pages? Not yet. Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Right. I think it would be good to have the issue, and then we can kind of see if other people can then comment on it if they're seeing it on their pages and anything that they've seen about using
Sure.
it. So,
Actually,
yeah.
I try to observe. I mean, I try to measure how many Korean documents are in this page, in this status, and then maybe I can introduce an issue that the number of false alert in Korean documents, then we can easily say that it is very important issue. Arvic, could you open an issue for this one?
Yeah, I can do like a basic issue and then comment. I'll tag you in it, and then we can go from there, and you can add your details in. Yeah, because I definitely want to make sure that we are addressing this with on too many people's docs, making people overly cautious, readers overly cautious that the information is not correct when it really is more current than the notification says. So yeah, I'll do that today, and I'll post it back to the channel and tag you in GitHub as well.
Thanks, Abby. And okay, do you have any issue or opinion on this issue, on this item? Okay, I guess none. Let's go to the next item. Maybe Abby, could you explain
Divya's message?
Divya? Yes.
Yes, I am not overly familiar where this conversation came up from, but Divya has been posting a couple of messages within Slack and also this GitHub discussion about the desire to update our contribution docs because they have gotten a little bit out of date and maybe don't accurately reflect how teams are working. So this is an open call to have this conversation about what needs to be updated, what folks are doing within their communities, and just basically an open call. From what I've gathered with Divya, I haven't talked to her specifically about this, and she was not able to join the meeting today. So this discussion that's Soko has open is just a place to start this conversation. You can see here that it will be open for 14 days. So if you have thoughts or would like to follow along with the discussion, please check this out over the next 2 weeks. And then from the conversation on this GitHub discussion, I think we'll be creating issues, or there'll be further actions. Maybe in our next localization meeting, we can talk about what things should be updated. I would believe it will follow our normal standard process of updating it in English and then dispersing that through the teams in each of the localizations as they're able to get to that translation. So definitely, if you have comments or thoughts about what should be included in the localization guide, please make sure to add your comments onto that discussion or reach out to us in the channel or whatever. Divya, like I said, has posted a lot of these this message into some of the channels as well. So if you want to have a conversation or reach out to us that way, please do. Again, this is my summary based on reading her issue. I am not, haven't talked to her about this specifically, so she might have other comments too. If you have questions, please also make sure to tag her as well. So.
Okay, thank you, Abby. And for your information, I just hope to share that maybe the discussion and Divya's discussion is from the changes from Kubernetes organization membership guideline. It's on. and we have some in SIGDocs, we have some challenging issues regarding the initiating a new localization team. When a new localization team starts, maybe one of them or all of them should be a Kubernetes organization member. But some folks said how they can be a organization member before they can contribute for localization. So if we see the this requirement for Kubernetes organization membership, we recently, maybe I guess it is from the Natalie, who is the SIGDocs co-lead. We put some message about this part, demonstrate ongoing and long-term commitment to the project, and including various type of contributions, including the draft PR in Kubernetes repository. So in that way, when a new localization team start their work, they used to create a draft PR that compile the initial setup of localization for their language. Even for the draft PR, we are going to count their effort, and it is measured. We think it is major contribution that will be eligible for applying Kubernetes organization membership. So we have to apply. I mean, we need to update localization contribution guide document along with this organization membership requirement changes. But I guess DBR said the update enhancement is not limited for this updated requirement, but also other aspects as well. So please feel free to add any idea or concerning point in this discussion, so that we can actually discuss and enhance the experience in localization contribution. Is there any question regarding on this discussion issue or nice idea?
No question, but I know this is a really great thing to have clarified, because it has been a stumbling block and a point of confusion for lots of new folks coming in and lots of new localization teams. So it's really awesome to see it's being clarified, and then the next step of also updating our contribution guides to help our new teams and team members get onboarded. So this is awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, and we are keep improving and enhancing the localization process through this meeting and other major contributions from in SIGDocs members. Okay, thank you. And let's go to the next item. Robert, stage on you.
Well, hey, again, thanks for having me again. I really appreciate it. So last time I chatted with the localization team, we discussed LF's willingness, the Linux Foundation CNCF, to support documentation with tooling around generative AI. And this is certainly not LF or CNCF telling the project, the SIG, hey, you have, do it this way. It's to listen and say, is this valuable? Can we be of assistance? Can we do what we do to get tooling for you to be successful? I met with the kind of greater SIGDocs team about it. And they certainly liked the idea. But then afterwards, there was concerns about, well, wait a minute, do we have the green light to do this? There's concerns about legal opinion and certainly copyright and all that good stuff. So I met with Joanna Lee, who is, y'all know Joanna. So VP, focuses on legal at CNCF, and met with her, and her, their opinion is, look, it's low risk concern. They're not worried about copyright on documentation as much as code. And so the idea was, all right, we've got a green light here from legal at CNCF to do something. And there was an offsite where staff came and got in person, discussed, hey, how are things looking for the coming year? And I chatted with some of the team. I was like, well, what do you think? How can we help? And Nate Waddington was part of the conversation. Jeffrey Sika was there as well. And one of the ideas was like, well, okay, could we use maybe not kind of loose generative AI? Look at, okay, what are some languages where we don't have Kubernetes docs? Could we use something to auto-generate the documentation, do a PR, and not merge until we're able to get a native speaker to look at it? Because odds are it's going to be wrong. And we absolutely need a human there. But could that be a way of encouraging, make that transition from, instead of, well, I don't know, whatever language we're lacking, to look at it and say, instead of a native speaker coming in, learning, like we were talking about, y'all were talking about onboarding new maintainers. Could we make this easy for them? Could we generate this stuff? And instead of starting from scratch, at least have a review and look at it and changing idioms, those sorts of things that make sense in a native language. So that's where we are. I wanted to check in with the team and see, is that of value? I'm meeting with Jeffrey and Nate next week due to vacations and those sorts of things. But I just wanted to make sure that at LF, we're being directionally correct in helping you and supporting you. Do you see value in this, or should we go and do something totally different to support y'all?
My thoughts on that, just basically coming back from leaving, my thoughts off the top of my head is that we do have in our guides sort of like a minimum viable documentation for what a localization team would need. I'm not sure if they talked about this last time we were here, but we have the minimal viable documentation that of the minimum amount of content that needs to be translated before a localization can go live. So that might be a starting place of what would need to be translated, although you could probably translate all of it, or what would need to be reviewed. I guess my question would be what languages would be included? Would you want to do all of them? Would it be just like when someone raises that they have a thing to then generate it? I'm not really familiar with the previous discussion, so I'm not sure if I'm sort of
very
just
nascent.
things you've already talked about it.
Okay. Very nascent. This is just starting the conversation. So Abigail, where this is coming from is
okay.
Leadership at LF saying, okay, can we take point on this? Can we show, is it possible to use this tooling to improve the lives of our documentation maintainers? Can we use it to improve onboarding new maintainers? Is there an opportunity here? It's really to say, is this worthwhile? And so we're very early in it. There's no decisions made. I'm just coming to the team and say, what do you think? How can I help?
Please go ahead.
Thank you. I've worked on a couple of projects doing localization using platform as a service, localization tools. These tools make contributing and managing localization vastly easier than the way that we do it here in our group. These tools will track changes in the upstream. They will automatically generate prompts for contributors to review machine-assisted localizations. So something will change upstream. The tool will look at its library of localized material and propose a translation. And then anyone who shows up can just pick any item off the top of the queue and validate it or say, no, it needs to be something else. Now, of course, most of these platforms as a service are integrating AI as part of the generative AI as part of the process. But in truth, they've always sort of had it in one form or another. So yeah, there's tremendous potential here. I would love to see us use these tools, especially if we offered them at scale, if CNCF engaged and offered these tools at scale to its constituent projects. You would see a huge, just a transformative effect on the quantity and quality and level of engagement. So yeah, that's a big plus 1,000.
Well, those are all good things.
Yeah.
That's absolutely where we want to go. And
yeah,
but that being said, remember, this is not LF, CNCF telling this team how to do things. This is LF and CNCF offering assistance. If you want to do this, what we are offering is, my role, VP of Strategic Partnerships. I go out to that vendor and do what I do to get a good deal, most favored nation pricing, et cetera, et cetera. And so my offer to the team here is happy to help. And in fact, looking for opportunities here to engage. So Rolf, if there is a thing that you have used previously and you think it's valuable, and you would like to engage with that vendor to bring it in, do a proof of concept on, MVP, right? I big fan, was the bare minimum of success. Or rather not bare minimum of success. What do we need to see to take the next step, to continue to invest effort? If you tell me, hey, Robert, we would like to use X, go forth, tee it up for us. That's absolutely something that I do to support projects and foundations.
Yeah, I of course, I'm not a decision maker in this, but what I would propose is a path forward. If Abigail and Sioko, you are interested in this, what I would recommend is running a pilot, finding a team that is actively localizing their content, but perhaps struggling to keep up with the volume, or else maybe a very active localization team that thinks this is a great idea and just wants to commit to it. But in any case, yeah, to pilot it with a particular team, evaluate some different services, evaluate costs. I don't know what budget might be available or considerations there are for that. And then, of course, Robert, what kinds of discounts that you might be able to negotiate?
That's what I do.
Yeah. So, there are many what ifs here, but if there's an interest and a will, then definitely it's a good thing to try out.
Well, thank you.
My opinion, my recommendation. I don't represent,
so
anyone else.
If you all wanted to open up a ticket, and I can start getting engaged in it, we can open it up for the community. I think there's a nice dovetail. I wish I could say I planned the agenda here with the previous item that y'all were discussing about onboarding. Maybe concentrating on that, bringing in new languages, those sorts of things. But all of you have got vast experience in this at your companies. putting out products, documentation, there's a level of experience that you all have and seeing success at your companies. And frankly, we'd like to learn from that and bring that into Kubernetes. But if you want to try something, if there's something that you've been wanting to try maybe at your company, but not seeing interest or something like that, maybe we can do it here, and that helps out the company that you work at. So a lot of options here. I really want this to be community driven. I'm very nervous about being perceived as, oh, well, LF wants to do this, so we need to do it. It's like, no. We are offering assistance and support, vendor connections, those sorts of things. Y'all are doing the good work. And so we just want to support that and help you reach the goals that you're trying to reach. This is certainly not a top-down thing. This is me showing up saying, signaling my intention to support. So
yeah, that's very nice actually, and we need help, right? Everyone needs help. And my question about this support is that what kind of options we can do pilot, and which team or contributor are interested in doing that testing and piloting work. Yeah, maybe it can be beneficial to new onboarding localization team who does not adapted to the GitHub workflow based localization. So maybe we need to find who are interested in actually adopt this kind of support from the generative AI tools or services. Also, another aspect on this one is that for me, this localization sub-project is not just doing translation job and localization job. I think it is kind of first step to be used to Kubernetes contributions. For instance, adapting to the GitHub workflow in Kubernetes is also important thing for Kubernetes community. But if maybe we can fully apply the localization tools or services, maybe we don't have to use GitHub at all. But maybe if we use the kind of strategy or tools, then maybe localization quality can be high because they can concentrate on their localization and translation quality. But as making a new contributors to whole Kubernetes community, including the source code and other SIGs, is very important. The localization sub-projects in SIG docs and using the Kubernetes GitHub contribution workflow. So it is the other side of my my feeling on using that. Also, we have some activities regarding applying some machine learning technology, machine learning tools in localization job. For instance, this one, drift translation script we created, it is actually ongoing work about generating a draft localized document. When we start localization,
Yes. Okay.
localization for English document, we copy the English document, and inside that it is usually a markdown style MD file, and we change English content into Korean content.
Mhm.
And this kind of translation script, when we check the English document and we copy this translation script, copy to Korean directory, and then provide some machine generated translations inside that document. So we also try to find a way to use this kind of
Mhm.
generative AI or translation services. So I also actually tested how it works. This is
Mhm.
just a Python program, but inside there is Google Translator API. So it just checks English line and translate English line to Korean and generate a file, localized file, but it is not perfect at all. And
Of course. Of
contributors,
course not.
yeah, contributors need to check the whole content again, and then create a PR, and multiple Korean reviewers will check the quality of this localization. But
Mhm.
even this script is not merged yet. We are examining some things, and also inside this program, this script, it includes Google Translation API, and
Mhm.
as I know, it is not authorized one. We don't. This code does not pay to Google Translation service,
Mhm.
and maybe it use another way. So that's the reason why this effort is not merged yet.
Mhm.
But maybe this kind of thing, since I said it utilizes Google Translation API, but it do not pay and just use another way. So supporting this kind of API service is also possible way that we can get help from this foundation side.
Mhm.
And important thing is about this one is that this one fully follow the Kubernetes GitHub-based workflow, fully follow. And it is on the contributor side. If a contributor use this kind of script, then the result maybe includes machine generated things, but eventually the contributor should say, it is my work, and please review my work, not automatically generated machine
Absolutely.
translation. Yeah.
Absolutely. We very much want a human to review all of this. This
Yeah.
effort is to lower the burden. That's very much what this is. This is not about replacing people. This is having people do the kind of work that they enjoy doing and letting the computer do the other kind of work. That is my hope. This is very
also,
much a quality of life improvement goal.
Yeah, go back to the idea, and I agree. I'm sure I agree with the piloting program and checking some small amount of PRs. But if automated PR is a little different one, maybe machine translation service can generate maybe 1,000 PRs automatically generate. This kind of situation is not desirable for us, for reviewers. Maybe it should be small amount so that we can easily check and it is feasible for us.
Well, that is, all of these ideas are wonderful. And I do not have an opinion on what the best path is. That's what this team decides. When y'all are ready to make that decision and say, hey, we need assistance from LF, CNCF, whatever. I want to try this vendor. I want to do this. I want to do that. I need a project manager involved here to help do some things, contractors, that kind of stuff. That's where we can absolutely come in and help. So when you decide we want to go in this direction, we want to try this, this is the experiment we want to run. To do so, we need these resources from Linux Foundation and CNCF, no problem. And so when you're at that point, that's where we help. And I'm going to continue to attend meetings, speak last, and offer my assistance. And so I guess at the next meeting, maybe we'll be further along. And if this is something, that you think is important, but now is not the right time, would very much like to hear that. That is A-okay as well. Don't want to force you to do anything strange and unnatural. This is just an offer of assistance from LF and CNCF.
Rolf, do you know the kind of translation service that is aligned with Kubernetes GitHub-based contribution workflow? Not the completely different.
I would have to do some more research. Some preliminary work that I've done. There are some vendors. There are tons of vendors out there. Some of them offer GitHub integration. I don't know what that really looks like or exactly how it works, but it sounds like what we want. And the one that comes to mind off the top of my head is called Localize, Lokalise. And I will paste their URL here, but I haven't tried them. I don't know much about them. This is just sort of a preliminary look.
I think these are all some really great points. If I can jump in a little bit, I guess I would just say maybe a good place to start is sort of like the discussion that Divya has posted. We seem to be using that a lot in the community as a way to sort of get ideas and have a place to start this conversation. So maybe we can, the next step between now and the next meeting, we can put together a GitHub discussion that sort of talks about what we've been talking about here. And then we can kind of get some list of requirements from what we talk about, because I think it's a really great point that we need to make sure that we can still follow a similar GitHub flow and contributions get attributed to the writers who are helping. And we can kind of get a better starting place as a group and from the rest of the localization teams who maybe aren't able to attend this meeting. And then we can kind of work off of that list. So I think that's a good place to start. And like you said, it's really, there seems to have been a lot of interest in this just on this call. And I know the Korean localization team has been working on putting together those tools as well. So I think it's something that would be really helpful. We just have to figure out what it looks like in practice. And then what, like you said, Robert, the things that we'd need from the Linux foundations to put it into practice.
Perfect.
If the community decides we need it. Yep.
Absolutely. Good caveat. If the community decides. So I want to be clear on something. I am here to help y'all decide. And I'm very wary of perception of, LF and CNCF coming in and telling y'all how to do things. That's not how this works. And I just want to put that on the record. Just be very clear. I work for you. And so however you want to take this is fine. This is not telling you how to do this and go in a direction. Again, if now is not the time, no problem. Understood. Got your back. And so I'm here in service.
I can speak for myself. I hear you, and in any communications that relate to this, I would be sure to mention that, to reiterate that bullet point so that no one thinks that misunderstands the intention.
Wonderful. Yeah, it's just, I certainly, somebody's going to see this and say, what is this? But another thing I have to worry about. And I'm hoping to do something very different, which is we are here in service to help. You decide the direction, and great. I have no opinion in this. The only opinion I have is that Linux Foundation CNCF needs to support SIG docs and SIG docs localization. Do what you're doing.
That is very nice, and appreciate to Robert and the foundation. And definitely I'm very hopeful that you can get any help, and Avi and I will try to find a way to get actual help from this foundation side. Thanks, Robert.
Well, thank you.
Okay, is there any question regarding on this issue or opinion, any discussion point?
No, I just wanted to thank you. I thought you've done a great job, Tyoko, of discussing the issues on the agenda and providing generous background and explanation. So thank you for doing such a great job.
Thank you, Ralph, and the contributions. And maybe there is Yoon. Are you there, Yoon?
Yeah, I'm here. Hi.
Hello, Yoon. And Yoon is actually Korean localization member. Maybe for the end of this meeting, Yoon, could you introduce yourself?
Nice to meet you. I'm live in Korea, and my name is Soyul Yoon. I just curious in Kubernetes contributing activity. So I just invite in SIGDocs Kubernetes SIGDocs group or from hackathon. So I follow the person or follow this person. Suddenly introducing I don't have and I think this is enough enough in my
Sure. If we say it is enough, yeah, it is enough. and seeing new folks in this meeting is always great thing. So sorry the this request for your introduction is introduced. And anyway, Yoon is very helpful and active Korean localization contributor. And I guess you see Abby and Rolf also see Yoon in several PRs and issues. And hopefully you will join this localization sub-project meeting as well and enhancing localization progress itself. Thank you, Yoon.
Thank you.
Okay, I guess it is the end of this meeting. Is there any new, I mean, not new. Is there any issue that need to be discussed in this meeting? Okay, if not, then let's close this meeting. Bye everyone, and nice to see you, Abby, again here.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a nice
Bye.
day.
Thank you.